Hello everybody, my name is Ethan. Welcome back to the Go Battle League, where today we're jumping into the Great League, running a pretty interesting team. We've got two pretty meta Pokemon, that being Jumpluff and Fortress. And we also have one pretty not so meta Pokemon in WAILORD. And we're going to be trying a different style of video, that being a 10-game run. Typically, what I would do is kind of chop up the videos in an interesting or kind of exciting format. But instead, I'm going to do something that's going to be kind of like the experience that you would have going through your games. I'm going to go through 10 games here in the order that I played them. So I ended up playing 10 games with this team. You'll end up seeing the record at the end of this game, or at the end. And hopefully this kind of format is interesting enough to you guys. That's pretty much all I have to say about the format. The team itself is pretty interesting. Jumpluff running its pretty normal moves of Fairy Wind, Energy Ball, and Acrobatics. WAILORD has a very interesting move set. It's not running any of its recommended moves except for the fast move. The fast move, why can't I think of the name of the fast move right now? The name of the fast move is, it's the rock type move. I don't know why I can't think of it. Rollout. Sorry, apologies. It's Rollout. It's running its normal fast move in Rollout, but it has Scald and it has Hyper Beam. So obviously Hyper Beam, just a really exciting move to try and get off in the Go Battle League. But Scald, I went and opted for because even though it is 4-4-4-4, so it's 4 rollouts to get to a Scald, it does just 15 more damage, which I found did a little bit, it just kind of had a couple of breakpoints that felt pretty good. So Surf is the recommended move because you get to it at 4-3, 4-3, 4-3, which is 90, and it has 90 damage. So pretty interesting. And then the last Pokemon we're also running is Fortress. Fortress ended up getting Volt Switch, which is pretty good, but it's still rocking its Rock Tomb, Sand Tomb. Other than that, I guess I should address the elephant in the room. I haven't uploaded a video to this channel in over 3 years. I uploaded a video 2 days ago, but that ended up being a draft from 2.5 years ago. A fully kind of formed video, but I never clicked upload, I guess. Regardless, you can go enjoy that video, kind of look into the past to see what Go Battle League used to look like. But this is the first video that I've spent kind of time making in over 3 years. And it's close to 4 years. This November, it'll be 4 years since I uploaded a video to this channel, which is pretty crazy for me. A lot of stuff has obviously happened in 4 years, not only with Pokemon Go, but myself in general, and I guess the world itself too. But I ended up graduating from college. I was a freshman the last time I uploaded a channel to this, or a video to this channel, sorry. I was a freshman in college, and I have just graduated. I'm going to be starting my master's program here in about a week, which is just insane. Time has absolutely flew by. I kind of I felt like I should probably give an explanation as to why I kind of stopped uploading videos to this channel. I would say the first main reason was because of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I was super excited when that game was kind of coming out and, you know, going to be released. And as obviously most of you know, that game really disappointed a lot of Pokemon fans around the world, I would say. It was definitely a big letdown. And it was hard for me to kind of think about uploading videos to this channel on a game that everyone was kind of already done with. And so I decided I wasn't going to upload any Scarlet and Violet content to this channel, even though that is something that I had talked about and kind of promised and said that I wanted to do. And so, yeah, it's been a long journey, obviously, since then. That was kind of reason one. The reason two was obviously I was in college, and it's difficult enough to maintain like grades and social life and stuff like that, especially because I didn't go to kind of like a normal small school. I went to a big state school, so, you know, the social life is such a big part of it. I ended up getting a job there and everything. So time just became kind of a resource that I had, and it was tough to fit Go Battle League videos into my schedule. I tried for a long time. Again, I got until November, which means I uploaded for September, October, and November. But after that, it definitely fell off. And obviously, I apologize for that. But I feel like the last main reason was I was definitely going through a lot at that time. Again, a freshman in college is not the easiest. I don't think it was that I was a freshman in college. I was going through a relationship at that point. It wasn't going great, and it put a lot of mental stress on me. And so I'm just happy to be back. Go Battle League has always been something that I enjoy. I love doing. I have a great passion for it. It's never felt like, I have to get a video out, or it's always felt like I get to make videos and I get to interact with people that have the same fondness for the Go Battle League as me. So ultimately, that is kind of my response, and to where the hell have I been and what's going on. But I think that the only other thing that I really have to talk about is kind of the future now. What's going to be the future of this channel? What's going to be the upload schedule? All that stuff. And I want to say it's kind of tentative at this point. I would say I'm starting this new program here, and I don't know how much time I can give. I'm going to be working 2 jobs on top of the grad master's program. And so it's just going to be if I have time. And most of the videos are going to be around Go Battle League, as you guys seem to like, of course. But I think I'm going to try a couple of different things as well. I would love to make some content related to Pokemon Go itself as a game, doing raids and stuff like that, and kind of doing that other stuff that's a part of the game, not just Go Battle League. And the other thing is, obviously, we've got Gen 10 coming along, and I feel like I don't want to say that I'll make videos about it, because I said that I was going to make videos about Gen 9, and obviously we know where that went. But I have a lot more faith in Gen 10 than Gen 9. It's the first game that they're making exclusive to the Switch 2, which is pretty important because, as you know, with Legends ZA, they made it for the Switch 1 and the Switch 2, and it came out looking kind of like crap, which, it is what it is. But I think that it would be interesting to make some content related to, the main series game, whether that be, kind of Nuzlocke challenges, Shiny Lock challenges, stuff like that would be pretty cool. Other than that, those are kind of the 3 main ideas I have for the channel, and I want to upload more. We'll just have to see where things go. And I guess we'll just hop into commentating over the battles. Thank you for listening to me ramble for a little bit. I know it's probably not the most interesting thing when you came to see WAILORD's land hyper beams. Obviously, probably should have just thrown the Scald here, but it is a WAILORD hyper beam video, so we're gonna throw the hyper beam, and it's gonna look absolutely legendary when we do it. Turtonator throws the brutal swing, and we attempt the farm down. I did not think we were going to get the farm down here. I thought maybe. So we're actually going to get not 1, but 2 WAILORD hyper beams in one match, which just feels so good. Obviously, this game is going to be done here. Oranguru is not going to be able to do anything against the Fortress. I guess the other thing that I would say is, if you do have any ideas or kind of content that you would like to see, please be sure to just leave it down in the comment section below. I am at the point, well, we got through our first 5 and we went 5-0 there, which is super nice. I have to say, though, I did forget to record one of the videos, which I feel really bad about because I made it a whole thing to be a 10-game run, and then I forgot one of the videos, so I apologize. But just know we went 5-0 in the first one, and you saw most of them. Here is not a good... not a good start, but yeah, if you guys end up having any ideas or even teams that you would like to see run, please leave it down in the comment. I'm a small creator. I do read all my comments. I try to respond to every single one of them. you know, it does kind of give me joy to be able to respond to people that are in my community. So I really appreciate your guys' support. If you're new here, obviously, please leave a like, subscribe. I appreciate it. We're trying to grow the channel to 300 subscribers by the end of the year. I would love if that happened. The acrobatics obviously going to take out the Citrabelle. And we're going back into the Talonflame here. Obviously, he's probably going to shield this. The acrobatics. Oh my goodness, he doesn't shield it. And a Wigglytuff. So this guy was definitely just running a fast move pressure type of a deck. I know that they nerfed Charm though, so I'm not so sure how good these types of decks are anymore. And honestly, now that Fortress has Volt Switch, actually a little bit better into those flying fire types. We obviously have to shield here and try and farm down. He gets the Icy Wind off, which is so terrible because it just debuffs these. We get the first Volt Switch off, doing such a big chunk. It's just, am I going to survive one? I don't. And of course, he has a move. Look at the sliver of health this Talonflame has. Just so sad. So we pick up our first loss of the video, but that's okay. We're still 5-1, which is a pretty good record here. Going into a Florges. Florges is a pretty interesting mon, pretty highly ranked actually. Has a very interesting move with that water move. I forget what it's even called. I'm gonna have to just look that up right now. I mean, I could have waited to see. He just threw it. But Florges is a pretty interesting mon, all things considered. Chilling Water, that's what it's called. I don't know why I couldn't remember Chilling Water. This is a pretty interesting team that this guy has. He's got the Credilli, and that Rock Tomb does so much damage. We're going to end up throwing the Scald here to try and ship. Fortunately, because of the rock typing, this is going to be neutral. He does end up shielding this. And we do get to the second Scald, so this would put the Credilli in farm down range if he doesn't shield it. So he does end up opting to shield it and then throws a move. At this point, WAILORD, I'm sorry, my friend, you're the star of the video, but you're gonna have to go down. He ends up undercharging it, and he did it perfectly. But we are up 2 shields, typically gonna be pretty favorable for us. And he's going to throw the Rock Tomb again. Obviously, we have to... oh, boy. We have to shield that. He ends up catching the Energy Ball on the Florges. But, I mean, he didn't catch it on a resisted mon. Energy Ball still does really good stab damage and has that defensive dropped. So we're going to end up throwing 2 at Florges. Survives once again on 1 HP. Chilling Water comes out. That must be a guaranteed attack drop each time. Let me just check. I think it is. Yeah, it is a 100% chance. And they end up retreating out of that one. I don't know why. They had a good chance. Anyways, we move on to 6-1. We're going to see the Obama Snow here. Obviously, if they know Jumpluff has acrobatics, they should shield this here. We're going to swap. And they don't shield the acrobatics from the Jumpluff. So we get an absolute nuke onto that Abomasnow. Vaporeon decides to swap back in. We're going to end up throwing the Sand Tomb here just to get that defense a little bit lower and make these Volt Switches hurt a little bit more. We are going to shield here. They ended up, we're up a Pokemon, so we might as well get up a shield. And we were up a shield, we get another retreat. So now we're 7-1 with 2 battles left. We're looking really good for this team. We're facing this dude with the glowing tennis shoes. Clodsire is a pretty interesting matchup for us. We decide to go ahead and go into Fortress here. We end up taking neutral from all of Clodsire's moves and also resisted from its poison type moves. It just depends on what Clodsire has here. It has the Earthquake. That does about 60% to us, and Melmetal comes in. Melmetal, not that great of a swap in my opinion. All of its moves are resisted or neutral. I guess except for the Thunder Shocks. But these Sand Tombs are going to start chunking. That's one thing I will say, though. Obviously, guys, we should know this. We have known this for 4 years. You don't shield the first sand tomb, you shield the second sand tomb. He decides to shield the first one and not the second one. He's got 2 superpowers coming. He's got 1 Mon. He's like quad down. We've got a Mandibuzz coming in. This guy's swaps are all over the place. We're going to end up going with these Scalds here. Just get some chunk damage off. It's doing some pretty decent damage. I mean, Mandibuzz is typically an extremely tanky Pokemon. So for these Scalds to be doing 40%, I'm pretty happy. We get another shield and we get an attack drop. That is just beautiful. That's the other thing with Scald. You have that percentage chance. I think it's a 30% chance to get the attack drop, which is obviously just so crucial. This Mandibuzz is going to be doing absolutely nothing to us. We're obviously going to shield this here. This could be the Sludge Bomb, yep, or the another Quake. But we're going to have a Scald here, and this is, again, a reason that I like to prefer Scald. It does just that little bit extra damage. That was a bit of a scary swap-in from me, I will say, because the Sludge Bomb could have done a ton of damage, and then you never know with Aerial Aces and stuff like that. Mandibuzz does come back in. We are going to get an Aerial Ace to the face here. But I think we should be all right in this matchup, I'm hoping. We end up getting the acrobatics off, so no catch. And the only guy left in the back is the Melmetal. So we'll see the Melmetal come back in. And it has a pretty interesting animation when it dies. I don't know if it always had that animation where it kind of melts into the ground. It's pretty cool. So now we're 8-1. We're riding pretty high here. We are going to swap out from the Jumpluff out of the Drapion, and Brother Mance is just not aware that Fortress has Volt Switch, because these are doing absolute chunks of damage to this Mantine. Ice Beam comes in, doesn't do too much, and we're just gonna absolutely farm down. Of course, they get to another move, but that Ice Beam only did about 20%-ish, maybe less, 15%. This Incinerate is probably going to end up KOing us from the Skeledirge, but that's okay. We tried to swap out. It just wasn't the timing. And we are actually we swapped out of the Jumpluff in the beginning, but since it's a Skeledirge in the back, it is going to be better to have the Wailord matched up with that instead of the Incinerates absolutely frying our Jumpluff. So we're going to just go ahead and go for the acrobatics here. I think this game is pretty much over because, you know, we're definitely just going to win this one. Unfortunately, he decides to farm. We're going to shield this, of course. Kill Wailord, nice. And, you know, part of me said, let's go for the Hyper Beam, even though it's into a Ghost type. This is going to absolutely boom. Boom. The Drapion comes back in, but it is all but over. And that's going to be the last battle for today. So we ended up going 9-1, did really, really well. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you did enjoy, please be sure to give a like, subscribe, watch me miss the ball. Everyone, have a nice day.